So you've got your lead generation working like a well-oiled machine. Online leads are coming in at a steady pace, and your marketing campaigns are driving people to your website. But once you've assigned those leads out to your agents, you might be scratching your head trying to keep track of what happens next. Your conversion results and the ROI on your marketing spend is made and lost in your ability to keep tabs on whether consistent and effective follow-up is happening with each opportunity that comes your way. Here are the key steps to successfully implementing a lead follow-up program with your team. 1. Decide on the process. 2. Make it easy to follow in your CRM. 3. Set expectations with your team. 4. Monitor and coach. The most important place to start is to have a clear and simple process in place. What's your team's follow-up plan for new leads? If you already know exactly how often and when you'd like your team to follow up, that's great. If not, like everything, we recommend you keep it as simple as possible. Complexity is the enemy of consistency. If you don't have a plan already, start with the goal of calling new leads every other day, up to at least 3 attempts. 6 is ideal. You can go a little harder if you have someone whose sole job is calling leads, but if the leads are going straight to agents, it's better to start simple, help everyone see some success, and then ramp up from there. For leads that aren't ready to start shopping right away, we recommend 4 separate groups and follow-up frequencies. Buying in 1 month, call weekly. Buying in 3 months, call every 3 weeks. Buying in 6 months, call every 6 weeks. Buying in 12+ months, call every 12 weeks. Next, you want to make the process easy to follow in your CRM. In Follow Up Boss, we do that using Smart Lists. These will also become a key accountability tool, as you'll see later in this video. Here's how they work. To build a new lead Smart List, for example, you'd create a filter for contacts in the lead stage, created in the last 14 days, that have been called less than 3 times total. And the last time you tried to call them was more than 2 days ago. Once you've applied those filters, just hit Save List and make sure you make it available to your team. And now you'll be able to bring up the list with 1 click when you're ready to follow up. Once you set up the Smart List your team will use to know exactly who to follow up with and when, it's time to let them know the process and set expectations. Most people do this by setting up a team meeting, talking through the process you'd like the agents to follow, and also letting them know what happens if they don't meet these expectations. It's important to let your team know that how you service the leads that are coming in contact with your business is a direct reflection of your business, team, and local brand. Someone's first contact often represents 100% of their customer experience, so it's mission critical you get it right. When they know how important good follow-up is to the business, they're more likely to take it seriously. Make sure you also use this opportunity to have each team member enable email and calendar sharing so you have full access to the content of their exchanges with clients. Once you've set the system up and let the team know what's expected of them, you can now track and monitor their activity and coach them along the way to help them improve their sales results. The first place to do this is using the team member filter in the top right of the people screen to show only the contacts assigned to that person. Now you can go to any of their Smart Lists to see at a glance if that agent is on top of their follow-ups. From there, you can drill down into any of the contacts to see their recent communication history, how long it's been since they last tried to contact that person, and any tasks or appointments they've set. If your team is using our integrated calling system, you can even listen to call recordings to help improve their scripts and objection handling. In the beginning, you'll be coaching them on simple things like using the CRM effectively to log their calls, update stages, and track their tasks and appointments. Long term, you'll get into more advanced topics like best ways to word a text to get a response, or when to call versus text versus email for best results. An easy way to coach your agents from right inside Follow Up Boss is using @mentions. When you @mention them in a note on any contact, they'll get an email with a link back to that contact, so it's easy for them to take action on your recommendations. Once you've got your team rolling well with the CRM from some initial coaching, you'll also begin to get the benefit of reporting to show you everything for their overall activity to how fast each agent follows up with new leads to who's getting the most responses, appointments, and closings. These reports are incredibly powerful when you have one-on-one meetings with your team members to show them how they're performing alongside their peers and where they can improve. For a lot of teams, this level of follow-up can be a big change, and so it's important to give people time to adjust, but it's also important to communicate that timeline up front. In most cases, teams can implement a new process within a week, but expect at least 30 days before everyone is consistent with it. The toughest part about transparency and accountability is that you may find some of your team isn't ready, willing, or able to do what's needed to turn a strong, positive ROI from your leads. When that's the case, you'll have to make a decision on how you'll handle it, but the worst thing you can do is avoid it. The good news is, when you follow the steps we've laid out here, you can make your key business and personnel decisions based on real data and evidence, rather than on assumptions or hunches.